Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'll be yapping with you guys, giving some life updates. A lot actually has happened in my life recently that's been kind of eye-opening, I must be honest, and very exciting news. All of it is just like a new chapter in my life, starting new things, and it's really exciting. So first we're gonna start off with the not so great news, but it's not bad news necessarily. This is where it took a turn. I was planning on going straight to university, but I have decided to take a sabbatical year after all. This was not in the plans, and it did take a big shift, but two things happened. One, I realized that I wasn't ready to leave home. I wasn't ready to move away from home, and the school that I want to get into is like a 2-hour drive, which I know isn't a lot, but I'm so close with my mom that I just feel like that was a big step for me. A lot of people in my area hold this sabbatical year where I live, and so it wasn't like abnormal. And then another thing is, and this is really important, and I really wish I could send this to everyone going through this, I listened to my guidance counselor of what opportunities I had and what opportunities I didn't have, and I listened to him, and I should have, because I realized that I had better opportunities than what he said I had. And I'm gonna be frank. And that really, I think, is so frustrating when that's your job and he's sitting here telling me that I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And I don't have the highest average, but I have a high average. I do. And I have an above average, and I know that, and I put in the work for that. I must underline, I did put in the work for that. But so getting told as someone who works hard that this isn't an option for you, and then finding out after the fact that it was so disheartening, because I was really upset about it in the beginning. Like, I'm being real, I was very, very sad about it because that was originally my first plan, and then I found another school that I wanted to go to instead, and I started making that like my plans, but then I found out that I could get into the first school, but it was too late. So yeah, I'm now going to take a sabbatical year and get into that school next year, which is my fault for not doing research. I should have done my own research, and I shouldn't have just listened to the guidance counselor, because look at me now. I'm now having to do a sabbatical year when I already know what I want to do with my life. Not that people who do sabbatical years always don't know what they want to do with their life. They also might be like me and not ready to move home, which I also realized. But yeah, so that really just really pissed me off, to be honest. But that's my own fault, to be honest. Well, actually, it isn't. It's his fault for being a guidance counselor and giving wrong guidance when it's literally your job. It's my fault for not researching it and believing everything he said and not actually reading it myself. Because he was showing me pages about why I couldn't do this and I couldn't do this and I couldn't do this. But if I just went onto their website and looked at like the terms and conditions, I could have easily have done it. And I have a high enough average. So that was so frustrating on my part. But, I mean, you know what? It's what I wanted to do anyway. I will be traveling a lot this year, so subscribe for a bunch of travel videos. I already have 2 trips planned. So yeah, it should be exciting. I also got another job, as you can see with the title, because now I'm doing a sabbatical year. I don't want to just do nothing all day. I also have to pay for these trips, and I want to save up for when I'm moving out next year. Even though I have a savings for already next year, so I already could move out if I wanted to, but still, just extra, you know? But yeah, so that's what I've done. I got a job. I am looking just small part-time jobs. They don't highly have to be anything in real, literally, it's just part-time because I don't have any, university experience. So I'm not looking, I knew there was, I didn't want to be a phone, a phone, what do they call it, telemarketer? I'm sorry, I'm just not, that's not for me. I'm not a fan. And I didn't want to be a parking guard. I know those are all not low-level jobs, but those are all, they're just not for me. But kudos to you guys to do it because, you know, someone has to. And, I literally respect to you guys, but that's just not the line I want to do. That was not what I wanted to do. So I applied in a bunch of cafes because I've worked at a cafe, and I work right now at a hotel part-time, but very part-time. Not enough shifts. But they're not going to give me more shifts, but I just got this other job. I'm going to be my first shift is today. I haven't signed the contract or anything, so I have 2 trial runs, and then I get a contract, but these will be paid for, I assume. I should always assume. I should probably make sure of that, but I could talk to him before I even start. I'll do that. But yeah, and my boss is a 19-year-old guy. His father owns a restaurant. It's not a restaurant, it's like a takeaway place, but it's with seating. So yeah, I'm super excited. It is actually food I like and enjoy, so that's also unhealthy. It's not like some greasy food. Not that anything about that, but I just know me, I might like sample, and I get 50% off and stuff. So I'm going to be doing that in my like sabbatical year. I also will be interning, but that will be later in the year, of something actually relevant to what I want to study in for, which is econ, which I will do that later in the year. But in the beginning, it's just about saving up so I can travel. But yeah, I could tell you guys this one place. I'm going to Gdansk, Poland, with my boyfriend and my mom and my aunt and family friends. But yeah, so that for sure is planned. Like, that's 100% we're gonna do that, and that is awesome. So this really shows, like, when life gets you lemons, make what you can out of it. So I'm just gonna be traveling. But if I could give like advice, really double check. That's such like frustrating that I didn't, and I believed everything he said, and I shouldn't have. He also gave my other friend bad advice, which we realized after the fact. But yeah, I should literally complain to the school and get him fired, because that's really bad. I just like that, really just frustrating, but it's okay. You live and you learn, you know? And I wanted a sabbatical year anyway. Like, this is fine. It's not like, it's this guy accidentally, I know he is out now taking 3 sabbatical years by accident because he didn't get into the school he wanted to, and that sucks. Like, that must really suck. And I feel for anyone. Dang, my mom took my earrings. Frustrating. But I really feel for anyone who actually going through that situation. And I really wanted to wear them for work. That frustrates me. Me and my mom share, but sometimes she takes without asking, and then I'm like stuck without anything. And I mean, sometimes it's like all the time. I'll just wear these again. But yeah, so that's my life update. I got a job, and the job interview wasn't really an interview. I got the job right away. It was literally me sending my CV and them giving it. But it's because he's starting his studies next month, and he really needs the owner, or the owner's son, but technically it's him who's gonna be my boss. And he wants someone who could be there full time, and really look after the shop. So I will be kind of like a boss. No, but I will be making sure that the the youth workers, everything is done right. And so I think I'd be a good boss. Well, but I'm not like their boss. But yeah, so this. And I could tell, he was really sweet and really nice, and the conversation was nice. We actually knew a bunch of people in common. Our city's not that small to know that many people in common, but that was nice. Also maybe gave me an edge that I knew some of his friends. But yeah. And we worked at the same chain earlier. I had this job when I was 15. I worked at a mattress store. This was totally just a side job. I did not need to have a job at 15. But I saw all my friends had jobs, and I got a little FOMO. So I wanted one. And then, yeah, I worked there from 15 to 18, which is like crazy. I did that stuff. And then I worked at a hotel, which I still will be keeping that one since their pay at the hotel is higher, but I also have to drive a while because it's a castle out in the middle of nowhere, literally. I have to drive like an hour and 15 minutes. But yeah, so I will be keeping that one. I worked 24 hours last week in 3 days because I only had 3 shifts, and one of them was a 13-hour shift. Like, that was hard, but it was from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. and I did it, and I did so good, and they were actually really nice. It was because it's a private event the castle owners were hosting with all their friends, and they just needed someone to make sure like everything was being served, and I did that with 2 other girls. And then the other girls were hired through a catering business, and I was like felt so out of place because they had like nice you know, like vests and stuff, and I was like not told any of this, but the owners like know who I am, so they didn't like care that I wasn't wearing anything, because I also was like told them like I didn't know we were supposed to be wearing nice clothes. No one told me, because I went straight from the cafe shift because the event didn't start until late. And like the cafe, you just have to wear like normal dark clothes, and it's still like nice, which tells me I also need to go shopping more for dark clothes. Another thing that happened last week is I got stung by a wasp on my neck, like right here, and it's still a little sore, and I'm so worried the stinger got stuck there. I think it stung me on top of a mole, but I don't know. But yeah, I can't be wearing this. I have to be wearing a dark shirt, so I need to find some. I also generally just need to buy more dark clothes, because I have none. I'm a colorful girly. And like at the cafe, I actually didn't have to wear dark tops. It was only pants, and I have dark pants, but it's like, so yeah, me working, single mom who works 2 jobs, but it's just me, not single and not a mom, but working 2 jobs just for a year and like saving up. And so yeah, this will be my sabbatical year, and I hope you're along for the ride and see all my travels, day in the life, because I probably will have a bunch of free days where I will do stuff. But yeah, that's it, today's video. Like and subscribe if you want to, but make sure you have an amazing day.